Hey guys, it's Lucia from emeraldstitchcraft. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are on to week 5. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. But you know the drill by now. Before we get to any sort of crocheting or anything like that, we do have to do our little movie wrap up. So I'm just checking my letterbox and we've watched a good few films since the last time. Like, the last time we talked, I was on movie 16 and we have watched we've watched 6 films since then. So I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible, which is probably going to be impossible because, as I'm sure you've all figured out, I like to ramble. Yeah, like I said, last time we talked was As Above, So Below, and then we watched The Conjuring 1. I just love The Conjuring. I've got like a really soft spot for The Conjuring. They've kind of become like weird kind of comfort horror movies for me. Again, I remember I was out of work. I was sick with something. I can't remember what it was. The first time I watched them, and I just like lay on the couch and I just like binged like 1, 2, and then I think there was like 3, maybe 2 Annabelles out at the time. Yeah, it was the first week that I had shingles. I think it was. Anyway, I spent a lot of time on the couch when I had shingles because I don't know if anybody's ever had shingles. They suck. So, I remember, I watched a lot of horror movies and I played a lot of Harvest Moon on my Switch. So, it was rough. Anyway, so The Conjuring 1, really, really good. I absolutely love it. I think it's a really good intro. I think the actor who plays the Ma is phenomenal. It's so good. And then I know there is a hell of a lot of controversy about the Warrens in real life. But how they are portrayed in these movies, I absolutely love. I think it's so cute that like her skirt always matches his tie and vice versa, and like that love they have for each other is so pure and so cute. I'm a sucker for love. I am. I'll just say it. I love love. I think it's so cute. I love hearing about people's like love stories. I love hearing about people's proposals, weddings. I love it all. I just think it's so cute. It's such a pure feeling. I'm going off on a tangent again. I said I wouldn't, but yeah, I love their relationship in it. And then, just because I'm a sucker, when I watch one I have to watch another, we watched The Conjuring 2. This is probably my favourite Conjuring. I think that like grimy old like English reigning like council estate looking thing is just like, it's just really dreary, and like the way they portray like this family being that they're obviously on hard times and that kind of stuff, like I just think it's really, really cool. And then like the creepy old man is awesome, and the crooked man is one of the most underused things. I remember hearing donkeys ago that there was supposed to be a Crooked Man film, and I was delighted because in The Conjuring 2 he's so creepy, like he's so cool. So we need more of that, definitely. And then we watched The Exorcist. Classic movie. Hot take. Not my favourite. We went to actually see this in the theatre. It was playing in the Gaiety Theatre in Dublin City. It was like the first horror play I'd ever gone to. I've gone to a few kind of since. But it was the first horror play I'd ever gone to. And it was absolutely unreal. Like, it was a recording, I think, but Ian McKellen's voice, he voiced like Pazuzu. And I just remember you go in and like the lights go down and it's kind of like getting everyone to like hush hush, you know, the play's about to start. And then suddenly there's like such a loud, blood-curdling scream and a bang. And then like you could hear a pin drop in the theatre. Like, my heart was going like the clappers. We were just sitting there, like me and my husband were just sitting there going, okay. And it was just such a phenomenal performance. Like, horror in the theatre is just something else. It's so, so good. So, like, play theatre wise, it would be my favourite. Book wise, it would probably be one of my least favourites. Like, my god, all they just kept saying was somnambulism or whatever it is for sleepwalking. She's floating off the bed and they're like, oh yes, yes, you know, serious fits in the night can happen. It's all in her head. I'm like, her head is spinning like 360 degrees. I don't think that that's just all in her head. Like, it's insane. They go, like, in the film they kind of touch on it. that like they're just kind of like, oh no, like I think it's all just like it's like a mental thing, you know, she's stressed because of the divorce or whatever. And they don't dwell on it, but in the book they just keep going on about it, and the word somnambulism just keeps coming up. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it keeps just popping up, and by the end of that book I was like, fucking Jesus, shut up. I do love it, like don't get me wrong, I do love the film, but it's not one that I will reach for all the time. And so yeah, anyway. The Exorcist, it's good, but not my favourite. Which I just feel like as a horror fan is a really hot take, but it is what it is. And then we watched Eden Lake. This film was not for me. I don't want to talk about it. It just wasn't for me. And then after that we watched House on Haunted Hill, and that is a Vincent Price one, and he's just this like crazy rich dude, brings a bunch of people to this creepy old house and is like, if you can survive the night, you're gonna get a lot of money. And it's just so good. Again, it's like practical effects, it's things on wires, it's what you don't see, it's so ham and so like over the top, and Vincent Price as per usual is phenomenal. Great film. Absolute must watch. And then we weren't really in the humor watching that last night. Just like, I don't know, didn't have the head for it. So while I was just kind of doing some market prep stuff, I just put on Fear Street, the 1666 one. So of the Fear Streets, this is probably my least favorite. I think it's a really good film. Like the 1666 portion of it is really good, seeing like the ye olde, like, you know, the witchcraft mania and stuff like that, that like infects the town. But you're like, it's 2 hours long, which I forgot about, and after like an hour of the 1666 bit, suddenly it's 1994 part 2, and that bit kind of drags on. And I just, like, after being in 1666, I didn't really care about 1994. I know why they did it. Like, it makes sense for the story. And they couldn't really make 1994 part 2 because, like, you would just basically be rehashing what happened in the first 1994 one. And that would get old. So it makes sense to kind of tack it onto this, because progression-wise in the story, it does make sense. If you've seen it, you know kind of what I mean. But yeah, it just sort of dragged on a little bit. So I was lucky that I had a bunch of keyrings to be making, that it kind of kept me busy. So tonight, I don't know what we're going to watch. Probably just play it by ear. See kind of what we're in the humour for, like what kind of style of horror. We've got a few different kind of genres going on there. And yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'll let you know anyway, of course. I haven't talked about it in ages, but I'm making more progress with my book, Kill Creek. I just haven't been reading lately. Like, I normally only read when I'm in bed, and I keep going to bed and I'm absolutely bollocks, so I just read like a page and a half and I'm like, nah, lights out, baby. So it's been slow but steady. It's good. It is kind of starting to really kick off now. Initially at the start it felt like a bit of a slog. I didn't really like some of the descriptions that he was kind of using to describe like characters and all that kind of stuff. It felt really kind of tropey, almost like fan fiction tropey, you know. But anyway, it's kicking off now and it's getting quite good. So when I do finally finish that, which will hopefully be soon, I will let you know my thoughts. And I've found a bunch of books already that I want to read. So, my God, the TBR list is just getting longer and longer. Actually, speaking of TBR, I don't just play horror games. I do actually play a lot of cozy games. I like to just cozy up. I love a bit of whimsy. Can't help it. And I have been playing the shit out of Tiny Bookstore because I love books, I love reading, and I would absolutely love to open a little tiny bookshop. How cute would that be? Like, it would sell books and yarn, maybe a little coffee shop. So cute. But I've been playing a lot of Tiny Bookshop, and they're real books that you're using and you're recommending, and the crime section has pretty much most of the horror in it. And I think thriller, I think there's a thriller section as well or something that has, but I've been getting so many books from that. So my Goodreads TBR is now also getting longer, so whoops. So then, as I mentioned in last week's video, it was my husband's birthday this week, and so I'm like really far behind in everything because I just spent a few days just hanging out with my husband doing fun birthday stuff. So as I mentioned in last week's video, it was my husband's birthday. We just sort of like chilled out for a lot of the time. It's been a really busy couple of weeks, so I think he just wanted the 2-3 days to just be chill. And one of the days we went on a walk to Glasnevin Cemetery. So if anyone has never heard of Glasnevin Cemetery, it is basically a absolutely gigantic graveyard in Ireland. It's really, really historical. It was like first established in like the 1800s by an old chap called Daniel O'Connell. He is buried in there, and there is a round tower, one of the very, very few, unfortunately, remaining round towers in Ireland. And they actually a couple of years ago renovated it so that you can take a tour and go all the way up to the round tower. So we did that once a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's such a magnificent graveyard. Like, it's so old and so huge. It has like 1.5 million people buried in it, and considering the population of Dublin is like, I think it's like 1 million or 1.3 million or something like that, the ratio of like dead people to alive people is insane. But it's such a beautiful graveyard, and I love going for walks in graveyards. It's like no matter what county we go to, or even like countries, we will always find a graveyard to go to, and we will always find like really old churches, because I'm obsessed with old churches. I'm not religious in any way, shape or form, but I love churches and I love graveyards. But yeah, we went and I took a few clips because I wanted to show you guys, so I will insert those here. And if anybody is to ever want like a more in-depth video on Glasnevin Cemetery, because it is just so historical and so incredible, and there's a bunch of really famous people buried there, then yeah, just let me know and I will gladly do it. Yeah, so that is kind of what we got up to over the last couple of days. Just watched a load of movies, went to a graveyard, you know yourself. So one other small little quick update is my sock. I have finished the leg portion, and I have done the heel flap, I've done the heel turn, I've picked up the gusset stitches, and I have decreased all the way back down to my original stitch count. So it looks longer. I don't know whether it's the stripes, maybe it's making it look longer, but it looks longer than the rest of my socks. I know it's not, because it's the exact same pattern that I've been doing, but it just looks longer. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's working out. I think it looks super cute, and it is working up really soft. Like, I was not expecting it to be this nice. So I'm very excited about these. And then last little update for you guys, I did do a little order on Hobie. So my best friend got me a voucher for my birthday, because she's just like, look, I don't know what yarns that you need, what you want, what you have, so here's a voucher, buy yourself something. And so I did. So the first thing I got was another sock yarn, because of course my obsession with socks is not going away anytime soon. So this is the Scary Sock Wool, and this is in the shade Witch Party. So it's colour number 4. And the name of it is Witch Party. So I'll show you up close. Like, look at those colors. The purples and the oranges and everything. It's going to look so cute when it starts to stripe up. So I'm very, very excited about that. Like, I don't know. I thought maybe once I made a couple of socks I would get it out of my system. But no, I see why people make their own socks. They're fun little projects. They're so nice. You can carry them with you anywhere and just work on it a little bit. And they work up pretty quick. Like, obviously the first pair of socks I didn't. It took me ages. But now I feel like if I just sit down and work on it, I will could nearly bang out a whole sock in a day. Like it's crazy. They just work up so quick and so fun. I keep saying I'm going to try a different pattern, but I'm really scared to do that in case it's hard and I don't like it. So I have still only been using the vanilla sock pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady, and I am still closing the toe box with the Kirschner stitch. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it's something that I'm doing wrong. So for these socks, I may look up a new toe closing technique. Someone did comment on like 2 videos ago of what method they use, and I might check that out and try that and just see if it's any better, because I mean it's just a toe box, but I do tend to find that, I don't know if it's user error or if it's just the stitch and the wool, but I do tend to find that I can't get it as flat and as seamless as I want it to be, and I sometimes can feel like the thick line at the top where the close is, and I don't love that. So I might see and try and get a different technique, just for the toe box at least, because the rest of the sock I'm really happy with, and because I'm getting the like self-patterning, that's hard to say, the self-striping, I'm just gonna say, yarns, I don't really have to worry about designs or anything like that. Like, it's the basic sock, I think, just sort of shows it up quite nice. So yeah. So the other thing I mentioned in last week's video that I want to knit my own jumper, like knit my very first ever jumper, and so I got the yarn to do that. So I got the Friends Extra Fine Merino and the Friends Kid Silk. They are both in shade 17, which is cognac. And like, are you actually kidding me? Like, oh my god. Like, one, crazy soft. I knew merino was soft because I've worked with merino before, but like the Kid Silk I was a bit worried about, but this thing is soft. Like, this is going to be beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this. I will probably need to be buried in this. It's so soft. Like, it's so lovely. And I just figured, like, is this not the most perfect autumnal colour you've ever seen in your entire life? This burnt orange, I just think is so beautiful, and I love it so much. So I'm so excited. So you'll be holding the, like, you knit it with the merino, holding as well the Kid Silk, because the Kid Silk is like there's nothing there, you can barely see that, and then the merino is quite thin as well, so I think it'll have a nice bit of kind of drape to it and everything like that, and it'll be really, really soft. So when this Sirdar Crochet Along series is over, I will be starting this, and I will be taking you guys along for the ride, because I will still have things to do for Halloween. Just because the Crochet Along is done, it does not mean that the spooky season is over. It's literally just beginning. So I will still have movies to get. I will still be going out looking at Halloween stuff. Like, a lot of the shops haven't gotten in their full range. Speaking of, I have not gone back to the range. Not yet. I will though. Just been really busy. So yeah, I will bring you guys along for that, and there will still be tons of stuff to do in the lead up to Halloween, because we take the Halloween season very seriously in this household. It's a big deal. So don't you worry, there will be more. So yeah, I have officially rambled on way too long, as I always do. So let's actually start crocheting, shall we? Yeah. So week 5 is the spooky blood drips all around the edge of the tapestry piece. So it did say at the start to just do like the black border. It's just like a bunch of single crochets and stuff. So I just kind of did that the other day just so I'd be nice and prepped, because like doing a black border is pretty boring stuff. So I just did that so that I would be prepped and ready to do the blood drips. So there is a chart for the blood drips, but for some reason my stupid ass didn't print it. But the text isn't so bad, and I'm not bothered wasting more ink because that shit's expensive. So construction wise, it's definitely a lot different. I thought it was going to be, I think I mentioned it in the last video, that it was going to be like you do like the top bit and then you pick up stitches and bring it down and that kind of stuff. But it's actually, you do like the double crochets along the top, along the bottom, and then it's like you turn it and you do double crochets. So you've got double crochets on top and bottom going this way, and double crochets on the side going this way. So it's a little bit odd. I kind of get like why they did it. I suppose it's probably a little bit easier doing it that way than doing it the other way. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It was it's an odd decision, but like I always say, it is what it is. So I have that to get started on. And then I did notice as well, I didn't even copy it in the original image, like in the first image, but there is like surface bobbles on the blood drips and on the cauldron. I'm not going to do those. I don't like the look of them. I think surface bobbles like in the middle of the blanket is a bit of an odd choice. Like having, because I know that well, I don't know, but I can see that the pumpkins all the way around the edge are probably going to be those surface bobbles so that they stick out more. I'm not sure 100%, but that's what it looks like. But when it's on the border, that's fine. But if it's in the middle, I don't really like that. Because, like, what if I want to bring this blanket to the park and sit on it? I don't want to just be sitting on hard bubbles. Or if it is going to go on the back of my couch or anything like that and you lean back, like, I don't want hard bubbles digging into my back kind of thing. So, I don't like those. So I will be leaving those out. But yeah. Again, as I seem to always be saying, I've talked way too much. So let's actually crochet. So I'm at the halfway point, and you can kind of see when I hold it, I think it's because it was single crochets then doubles, that if you look kind of from the side, it's going like out, it's like flaring out to the side. So I'm kind of hoping just when I put the other pieces together and maybe give this a bit of a tug, it should be okay and kind of straighten out a bit better. Because for now it's a bit hilarious looking. But I'm going to finish the panels anyway, and like I said, hopefully it will sort itself out. I don't know. Okay, we're done. So that is the top blood drippy thing. I interrupted the video at one stage to talk about how it's doing this weird kind of going out to the side thing. Like, you can really tell now that it's finished with like the more. But I am kind of hoping that as I'm putting it together, it will straighten out. And because I kind of get into a bit of a groove, I did keep going, and the bottom bit is done. So I've zoomed out to see if I can try and show you the whole thing. Again, I think I have to show it like kind of sideways, but that's the whole thing. The whole middle bit. Anyway, so I will get to work on the two side panels now, I think. This has been surprisingly easy. Like, this, I feel like, could be like a day's work. Like, I had a couple of YouTube videos lined up, so I just sort of put them on and kind of kept going, and it was fine. So you can see really bad the curve, but like I keep saying, I'm going to trust the process and hope that it straightens out when I'm doing the two side pieces as well. So yeah, I will check back in with you when the next part is done. so this side is done. So hold it back. It is looking pretty cool with the side done, not gonna lie. I was a little bit worried. Like, I'm still not 100% sold, because I think if you look at it up close, I think like this blood drip and this blood drip, like, they look completely different. But my dog, here's my husband coming home from work. But yeah, from afar, I think it looks good. Up close, not so good. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So I just have to do the other side, and then I suppose think about putting all the pieces together. But for now, I'm gonna give the all hands a break, because I did say you could get this done in one day. That doesn't mean you should get it done in one day. So I'm gonna take a break, and then I will get back and do the other side. Right, it's been a few days since I last sat down and chatted to you. I had my market, and it was a roaring success. Absolutely such an amazing day. I will probably do a market recap video after this. But yeah, it was an amazing day, and I absolutely loved it. Video will soon arrive where I talk about everything. It does unfortunately mean that I am in absolute bits today. I'm in pure rag order. My whole body hurts, but I knew that was gonna happen. It's unfortunately how I'm built. But yeah, so basically I did finish, well, here's the kicker. I thought I finished this. So there is the blood drippings. Ooh, spooky. So I did all the blood dripping corners, and then, as I said earlier in the video, I'm not doing the surface bubbles. I don't really think that it needs it, to be honest. I don't think it will kind of bring anything to it, except just like extra lumps. I don't know. I don't really feel like it needs it, so I'm not going to do it. But then when I continue to read the pattern, I keep doing this, where I'm just like, yeah, that's all I have to do. Like, it's no big deal. I haven't actually read the entire fucking pattern, and there's way more to it than I thought there was. There's not way more to it this time, but I didn't realize that you're supposed to do the purple border all the way around, so I will just have to do that today, and then I will officially be done. I really gotta read, this is not just for this video, I really gotta read the patterns all the way through. As our beloved Queen Mary Berry says, always read the recipe. Always read the recipe before you start. Read it twice before you start. Okay, I learned that from Mary Berry a long time ago. And I should have listened to her, because Mary Berry would never lie to us in any aspects of life. She is the queen of the world, and I love her to pieces. Fun fact, also met her once. She did a book signing here. God. Has to be 13 years ago, maybe 13, 14 years ago. Yeah, she did a book signing in Eason's in Dublin City, and I went in and I met her, and she was the sweetest little woman ever in my entire life. And yeah, I loved it. I tell everyone about it. It was one of the best days ever. Totally worth queuing for hours in Eason's for. So yeah, anyway, that's my little tidbit for the day. I seem to just give y'all loads of random facts about me. We're gonna do the purple border on this, and then I'll officially be done. Okay, now we're officially done. The purple border. Dun, 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 dun. It looks very, very cute. I am very excited to see this now getting finished. It is still kind of doing this like leaning out bit, like flaring out bit, if you get me. But it's really cool to see it as like one big cohesive piece now. But yeah, I think it looks so good. I do have the hobby bingo going. So far I'm not winning. I have never won, and I've been playing it for ages. That's the first game over. There's 3 winners. I just picked it up right. Somebody got the full bingo. But yeah, I play every week and I never win, but it's fine. The discount does be good. You get the free points kind of every week, so I've been like racking those up. That's been pretty good. But anyway, yes, that is week 5 done. I know I said that I was probably going to put my blanket together, but I'm not going to do that. One, because I'm too tired and sore and I need to get this video finished for this week. And so I don't really feel like sewing. That's the God honest truth. But also two, I feel like, you know what? We've waited this long. What's one more week to put it all together and see how it looks? I'm very excited to see it finished. I'm a little bit sad it's going to be over. It's been very exciting each week kind of having this to do and knowing that I have kind of something to film takes the pressure off of trying to think of what I need to record. But as I said, never fear, I have tons of videos, like all these ideas working up. But yeah, I think for tonight I'm just going to give my poor body a bit of a rest. I've been running around like a blue arse fly all day trying to get stuff done and unpacking after the market and all that kind of stuff. So I am quite tired. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just chill out for the rest of the day. I will do the media recap for the last couple of days in my next video. I think it's better than just like tacking it on at the end kind of thing and leave you guessing, you know? Gotta keep that mystery going, keep you coming back for more videos. So yeah, I really enjoyed this week. I thought it was quite good. It was a nice kind of break like that. The big main tapestry crochet, because I hadn't done a tapestry in so long, it really threw me. And I thought this was really, really interesting. Again, like I had said, looking up close, I think it's a little strange to have these blood drips so much thicker than these, but I do kind of get where she was coming from, and also, like I said, from afar it looks fine. So I didn't even cop in the original picture that there was the purple border, so I think that's really kind of cool. It does tie into the main tapestry piece quite well. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, comment down below, like, did you think it was strange to do it that way? Like, is that what you were expecting? Because it wasn't what I was expecting. It was a bit of a different way of doing it. A good way of doing it, but a different way of how I might have done it. Yeah, okay, I'm rambling. I'm tired. Really enjoyed this week. I hope you really, really enjoyed this video. I did have a lot of fun making it. I was just very busy. So next week I have no birthdays, no occasions, no nothing, no markets. So next week will be a lot calmer, which is good because next week is the whole big outline bit, so that'll probably take a while. That will take a couple of sessions to try and get done. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, keep the comments going, you know I love them, say it every week. But yeah, I've talked for way too long, so I won't keep you any longer. I'll let you go and I'll talk to you later. Bye!